So, Apple WWDC 2020 event, June 7th, recap. There's a few things to go over. Well, not really a few, there's a lot of things to go over. But I won't be covering some of the less important stuff. I'll be covering like the iPadOS, iOS, and everything. Not like health. I'll be skipping health. So, if you really want to, I guess, know about health, because it really isn't that much change, then you just go to Apple event, I guess, in itself. But then it kind of defeats the purpose of this video, of it being a recap, if I'm not recapping the health part. But anyway. One thing to get out of the way is that there's certain features that are like new, quote unquote, but not new to like the entire, I guess, well, for one, Apple, and second, industry. So I'll take a little example, I guess a little spoiler, is that there's now movable widgets around the screen for iPadOS, but it's like, well, hasn't iPhone had this for what, a year? And hasn't Android had this for like years? But like, and it's just now coming to iPad? I mean, how hard is it to get widgets on this iPad that are able to move around? It's not that hard. I mean, they did it last year with iPhone, so it can't be that hard, right? And I'm not no expert. I'm just saying it shouldn't be too hard to get widgets that move around the screen. But nonetheless, we'll dive into iOS. There's a few changes with iOS 15. So the first being is that FaceTime got a huge update. So there's spatial audio. So what that means, okay? So let me grab my phone. So if you, on a FaceTime, and if you have, I guess, AirPods Pro or AirPods Max or just anything, I think, you can now, wherever the person is on your screen will play in that area, I guess. I don't really get why you need this for FaceTime. It's just FaceTime. It's just that wherever you put the guy on the screen, it's going to come from that angle, I guess. That's cool. It's just that it's FaceTime. I don't think you really need that. I mean, it's a cool feature. I mean, you know, why not? And another thing here is that there's voice isolation for FaceTime, is that now if it simply means what it says, so background noise, it will get blurred out and just have the voice, it will empathize on your voice, so that's pretty cool. There's also some UI changes, so it's always a nice little refresh, and the grid view. And so it's also a portrait mode, so essentially it's like portrait video almost, maybe. So it just focuses on you, like with the voice isolation, it focuses on you and blurs out the background. So that's always a cool little thing. And FaceTime, you can now send links to not only iOS devices but now Android devices, which is kind of interesting. So let's say this is an Android phone, which obviously it's not. You can send links to people with Android, like a Samsung, and they can join the FaceTime with their Android device, which is kind of interesting because it's like, wouldn't Apple want to restrict this to only iOS or Apple devices? Kind of interesting to note. You have share screen stuff, so share play is a thing. So you can have where music, you can play it in the background and everyone in the FaceTime can hear it, I guess.
When you're on a call, all you need to do is press play in Apple Music, and you can choose to listen together. And like magic, high-quality music playback will start in sync for everyone on the call.
It's cool. There's also share screen, which is something that's been on like Windows PCs, for example, or something like that. So you can, when you're FaceTiming, you can just, share your screen. Cool. Not a new feature to anything. It's kind of, I think it's been on it's been on like Zoom, for example. But yeah, that's kind of all the new things from FaceTime. And then with messages, there's some UI changes. There's like stack. You can stack photos, and you can like a collage and everything. And then there's photos shared with me, like memories got to update. You can customize the memories. You can edit the memories. Okay, so like for memories, essentially you can customize them now. I don't have it on here, obviously, but you customize your memories and add different music if you want to do that, which is, I guess, a cool little thing to add. Also, with Focus, it's a new notification type of thing.
With Focus is a new way to match your device to your current mindset. With Focus, all you have to do is choose what you want to focus on.
So basically, notifications got a UI change. So now you can have a notification summary, and notifications that are more important come at the top. You can change this in settings. So more important notifications can come at the top, and then least important go at the bottom. So that's kind of cool. Do not disturb, that's one thing. When you're on Do Not Disturb, in Messages app, it will give a notification that person is in Do Not Disturb. And there's a way to bypass this if it's urgent or something like that. So Messages got a kind of a UI change along with the notification change and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Also here, there is live text. So what this is, you can get a photo and I guess select the picture, select the text off of the picture. Let's say there's a phone number on the wall, like they said in the event. You can just kind of press it and you can get the message, or you can zoom in and then get the number and then call it, and it's a kind of a cool thing. So it's kind of neat. And Spotlight. So Spotlight is essentially photo search. You can just search up, let's say I took a photo with a nice house. I can just say house picture and then it'll just pop up, I guess. So kind of cool. Little small features that kind of help the everyday usage, as you know, that's kind of what you would say, I guess. And some other small stuff. Photo memories, like I said, you got the memory mixes. You can edit the memories by changing the music and everything. And the weather app got a change, so that's a small thing as well. The weather app got a UI change, which is always nice to get a little refresh. Now, AirPods. So AirPods 3? No, it's there's like 4 different features with this. So there's conversation boost. So essentially what that means is that you can, it kind of, with the AirPods, like, I don't know, Pro, it will focus on the person that's talking to you. So if there's someone talking to me right there, like let's say like right here, it will focus on their voice. So that's pretty neat. And also there's announce notifications. It can read important time notifications as certain stuff with the focus feature.
Like the grocery store, Siri will read your shopping list to you right when you need it. You can easily choose which apps to enable and select Do Not Disturb when you don't want to be interrupted. And if you're using the new Focus feature, your notification preferences are already taken into account.
So it'll just like read off, Siri will say like, here's your make sure you go to bed notification at nighttime. And along with that is a Find My. It works better with Find My. So AirPods, they work better. So it's like the Air tags in a sense. You can kind of find them and pinpoint them way easier, which is always nice.
And the new proximity view in the Find My app lets you know when you're getting close. To make it even less likely to lose your AirPods, you can now receive a separation alert to notify you if you leave your AirPods behind.
Spatial audio with tvOS and macOS, pretty cool. So if you have AirPods Max or AirPods Pro, and if you have an iMac or something or a MacBook, you can now use spatial audio, which I haven't tried before, which I gotta try that one day. But yes, so spatial audio on tvOS and macOS. And one thing here, Dolby Vision with Atmos, or Dolby Atmos with music, okay. So Dolby Atmos, kind of new music thing, I guess. And so moving on here, iPadOS, the iPad. Oh, is there macOS on the iPad? Is there Final Cut Pro on the iPad? Is there a better cropping or is there a better monitor support for iPad? So it's not 4:3 ratio? No. No, you know what they added? Widgets. Widgets can now move around your screen. You see this? The widgets can move around your screen.
How cool is that?
Okay, cool story, bro. That's been on iPhone for the past year, and that's been on Android for the past years. So yeah, they added, so you can have widgets move over the home screen, which is kind of a cool, it's cool, it's neat. It's just that, like I said before, this feature has been there for a while, so it's not really a big surprise. And besides that, there is a app library. Yet again, cool story, bro. That's been on iPhone for the past year or a few months. And along with that is multitasking, an actual new thing, or not new, it's just that there's a new UI. There's split view and slide over, so it's like buttons and like a shelf. There's a button in like the shelf. You can select you can save certain multitasking windows for later and just pop them up and press a button to slide them over. So essentially more convenient stuff for multitasking if you're like me, like to multitask YouTube and then like notes for scripts and everything. Also, notes, there's a quick note type of thing. So you can now mention people, and that mention, it will send them over to the notes if you're doing like a group note project or something like that. And then there's activity view, which is, I kind of forgot what this one is. But, and there's also tags. You can have tags up there. And like I said, quick note is a thing where if you swipe from the bottom, let's say Apple Pencil, you swipe from the bottom, which won't work with me because I have iOS 14.6, but swipe from the bottom, and then you can have like a quick note. They'll do like a little write down, and then you can just kind of, I guess, make a quick note. So cool stuff. Now, moving on here. We're going pretty fast. Privacy. So now you have mail privacy protection. It hides your IP address, the location, and if and when you open your email. So it tracks apps and kind of like, not the app, but it tracks mail, stuff you get in the mail, and it can see, or it will hide your notification, hide your address, and what did I just say? Hide your address and everything. So cool privacy prevention stuff. and app privacy report. It will show you basically info on the apps and how they use their privacy permission you gave them, so they can see how often they use the location. And now on-device speech recognition. Whoops. Audio with a microphone never leaves your device. So basically, to prevent audio recording. So if I'm talking right now and there's audio going right now, microphone's on right now, it won't leave this device, which is very, very cool. Privacy stuff, always a nice little thing, because Apple really does go out of the way for privacy, maybe. Oh, one thing. So you can make requests without internet connection with this new on-device speech recognition or requisition, or whatever I say that word. There's now with iCloud there is recovery contact. So basically, you can give people, I guess, a code, or you can give trusted people code to your account.
But if you ever forget your password, you can call them to get the code you need to get right back in.
Maybe you can contact them for a code, and that code could be used to get into your iCloud account if you lose it, or if you get locked out, forget your password. So, and along with that is legacy contact. So what this is essentially, once you die, you can, or that sounds bad, but when you're passed away, you can give family members and friends, or I think just family really, but like you can give certain people access to your account when you pass away for your information and everything.
You'll now be able to add people to your account as legacy contacts. So when you're gone, they can simply request access, and your information can be passed along quickly and easily.
Essentially, when you're dead, you can give your account to your family, and they can access that account, right? So, cool stuff. And one thing here, or two last things, private relay. So you can browse with Safari, more secure and private, essentially incognito, I think, but just more secure, I suppose, maybe like that. And hide my email, so it will share random addresses without giving your personal, I think. It's like, it makes a bunch of accounts and it won't track or something like that. This is privacy stuff, so that's one thing. So those are the privacy stuff. So moving on here to health. No, I'm skipping that, just kidding. Moving on here to watchOS 8. So, 3 things, or at least 4. No, 3. Okay, so the main big thing is portrait watch face. And so what this is kind of just portrait photos, and you can it's like a photo collage with just portrait photos. That's really it. And then after that, there's mindful change, which that means there's a new animation for reflection and stuff. And then it can track the Apple Watch can now track your respiratory rate, and that's it. So Apple or watchOS isn't very feature filled. It's just some cool stuff. The biggest thing they added is portrait watch face, which isn't big really at all. It's just a collage of photos. They're just portraits. But anyway, moving on here to home. So home is now there's share play. You can FaceTime friends and share a movie, and your friends can watch that movie, and you can use share with you to put that movie FaceTime on an Apple TV.
You can watch it all on Apple TV, in sync with your friends on FaceTime, ensuring everyone catches a movie's dramatic reveal or show's punchline at the same moment.
So mainly this kind of, the new stuff is FaceTime, kind of getting a big overhaul, I guess you would say. So share play is one thing. Another thing here is a For All of You. And so what this is a collection of shows or movies. Essentially, you could have different people on your Apple TV, and it will, for each individual person, you could have different movies they like, different genres of movies they like, and you can have it to where it suggests a movie that all of you will like. So let's say you have mom, dad, and kid. We'll name him Kid, or just we'll name him Bob. So we have mom, dad, and Bob. Mom likes horror, dad likes sci-fi, and Bob likes action. And then it will just select and suggest movies that will fit all your needs, which is kind of cool. I don't use Apple TV, so I don't really know much about this, but cool feature. One last thing is you can use a HomePod Mini as a speaker for your Apple TV, so you can now pair it up to your Apple TV if you have one, which is cool. So better speaker dual pair thingy for when you're watching your movie at night or whatever. Next here, macOS.
let's talk about macOS.
No, I don't think I will.
What's new? macOS Monterey, I think that's how you say it. And then there's the biggest thing is universal control, really. So essentially, this is cool. I actually like this. I don't use Mac. I'm not really a Mac person. I went with the iPad instead of the MacBook Pro or something like that. And so what this is, you can use your iPad or your Mac and your iMac. You can use one keyboard and switch over between the three screens. It's sick. It's really cool. So you can grab, let's say, the iMac, and you can use that keyboard and then use the mouse. It will switch over to the iPad if you have it next to, or if you had the iPad next to it, and you can switch over to, like, let's say, iPad, MacBook, and then iMac. It will switch through all three screens, which is really, really cool. Although this isn't really new because, well, it's been on, like, let's say a monitor setup where, like, the monitors are paired, and then you can, like, have it to where the cursor moves across the monitors. So it's not really a new thing, but it's a new thing to Apple, which is always nice. Another thing here, AirPlay and Shortcuts is on Mac now. So Shortcuts is now on Mac, and then AirPlay, you can AirPlay stuff. I kind of feel like AirPlay should have been a feature that should have been already on the Mac. I'm kind of surprised it's just now getting added. I'm like, wait, what? So, and yeah, Shortcuts. And so next here, Safari got a huge UI change.
We think using the browser should feel natural and uncluttered. So we've reimagined the browsing experience. We distilled the toolbar to its essential elements. Tabs are more compact, modern, and lightweight. And there's a completely new way to use tabs with tab groups. They allow you to easily save and manage your tabs without cluttering up your tab bar.
And so there's like this, it's more organized. There's like tabs within a tab, with like collections of tabs. It's more clean. It takes up less of the screen, so there's more browsing space, and the browser changes color with the website you're on, so it's cool. So Safari might be the thing that people don't like. It's a change. It's a pretty big change to it, and you might have to get used to it. Or not might, but you have to get used to it. And so some people may not like that, but it kind of looks cool so far. I'm gonna have to test it out, And by the way, iOS 15, all this stuff isn't coming out until like September, so kind of a few months away. But the beta, I think, dropped today or something like that. And then, well, that's it. So in conclusion here, bunch of stuff. I'll be doing a full in-depth thoughts on this update or on this event. So a bunch of cool little features. No hardware, no Macs, and then no iPadOS, macOS, better iPad support, which if you got your hopes up for the iPad stuff and changes you saw in the leaks, then you might be disappointed with this update, but overall, or with this event. And so overall, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one very soon. Peace.